Hey guys, welcome to the Bourboneering podcast. I'm your host Austin. Today I'm looking at different types of glassware and I'm giving away some whiskey. Alright, so let's get started. I got 3 glasses of whiskey in front of me. 3 different types of glasses filled with the same whiskey. I decided for this glass comparison, I'm using a whiskey that I've already reviewed, I already know I love. I'm kind of familiar with the flavors, but it's pretty complex. It's not just a one-noted whiskey. And that whiskey is Bardstown Bourbon Company Fusion Series. This is, I think, batch 1 Fusion. Bardstown Bourbon Company is a contract distiller mainly, but they're releasing more and more different releases right now. This is one of my favorites from them. On the side, they're telling you exactly what they're blending. It's 40% of a Kentucky 11-year, 7-month-old mash bill with a mash bill of 74% corn, 18% rye, and 8% malted barley. Another 18% of that is their own 2-year-old, 3-month-old corn wheated mash bill, 20% wheat. And it's 12% malted barley, so it's pretty high. And then the last 42% is also their own 2-year-old, 1-month-old rye mash bill, which is 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. That's high rye. All right, so like I said, I know this one. I love this bourbon, so I'm going to compare them side by side. The 3 glasses that I'm comparing today, I'm going to be going from left to right. Just if you're on my Instagram, it's just how they appear in that picture. It's also how they appear if you're watching on YouTube in the thumbnail and what's on your screen right now. 2 of these glasses are from Prestige Decanters. You'll hear an ad later, but as you probably know, if you use the link below and use the promo code Bourboneer, you can get 8% off there. So if you want either of these 2 glasses or a more fun rocks glass or a decanter, go check them out and you get a little bit of discount. It helps the show out. So the first glass is going to be the Prestige Decanter, the Aficionado glass. It is a tulip shape, much like the generic Glencairn. But it's larger. It's got a larger bulb at the bottom. The one in the middle is the classic Glencairn with my old logo on it, Bourbon in College. And finally, the last glass is also Prestige Decanters. It is the Connoisseur glass. It's a little bit wider, a little more diamond-shaped than tulip. Again, look at the picture. This would be very helpful for that. So I have the same amount of whiskey in each one, and I'm going to compare different notes for each and compare and contrast looking at each one. So let's start with the Aficionado glass, which is the first one I had. This is the one I do all my whiskey reviews with. It's with the exception of the March Madness bracket because I don't have enough of them. I use the Glencairns for that. But on my regular show, this is the glass I use. So on the nose, get a nice peanut butter. A little bit of floral spice in the background. The rye is definitely there. That starts off with a sweet peanut butter and then kicks it up with the rye spice right at the end. Delicious flavor. Very, very layered. And there's a cherry, a little bit of mint that I think comes from the rye. Peanut butter flavor strong in the beginning. Cinnamon, vanilla. Just different layers of different levels throughout. It's a delicious bourbon. Also, here, I'm not trying to pick the best glass. I'm going to give some pros and cons of each. They're all 3 great glasses. There's a reason I'm not using a rocks glass. I've proven before those. They're great for cocktails and they're great for whiskey on the rocks, but they're not the best glass for whiskey tasting. So that's my first one. I'm going to be real quick with these, and then I'm going to do a more head-to-head comparison. So let's look at the Glencairn. This glass a lot skinnier. A lot smaller bulb. It looks like I poured the same amount of bourbon in each of these, and it looks like a lot more in this one. So on the nose, right away, a lot more of that rye sticks out. Less sweetness, more rye spice. Let me compare it with the other one, with my Aficionado. Yeah, the Aficionado is a lot more sweetness comes out. It still has that rye spice in there. But I get more sweetness, more peanut butter sweetness, and more floral notes. Whereas in the Glencairn, the rye is just kind of overpowering rye spice. A little bit A little bit of floral notes back there, but not near as much sweet peanut butter. Let's see what I get on the taste. Not much to change there on the taste. I didn't expect it to. So the science behind this is all about controlling the aroma and holding back the alcohol burn in these glasses on the nose. That being said, smell is some high percentage of actually what you taste. So if it's a different smell when you taste it, you might get different notes on that. But I foresee the nose being the biggest difference on these 3 glasses. It's definitely a stronger scent on the Glencairn, but it's kind of all jumbled together, and like I said, the rice spice jumps out in front. Whereas the Aficionado is a lot more. You have to get your nose a little bit deeper in there to get it, but you can tell the difference a little bit more. You can see the different layers evolving on the nose. All right, let's move on to our last glass, and then I'll give you a better comparison of all 3. This is the Connoisseur glass from Prestige. It's a lot wider. I would almost compare this to a rocks glass with a little bit of a funneling shape. There might be what I'm foreseeing is it's going to be a great way to actually taste and nose whiskey on the rocks better than just a rocks glass. But let's see. Yeah, so right away, the aroma is very, very faint compared to the other 2 at least. I get a lot more of the alcohol scent on it. And I get the sweetness, but not much else. It's not very complex here. And it's not like it's overpowering anything. I'm struggling to get notes out of the nose here. Let's see what we get on the taste. The taste is more flat to me. Let me do a side by side with the Glencairn. Almost tastes more flat. And I think that might be because alcohol is escaping quicker in the wide base. Even though I do have these covered with challenge coins as I go along, I'm not keeping them open to the air the whole time. Let's go back to a nose comparison. Cool, yeah, okay. So, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. It's the same on my next go-round. The strongest nose, the easiest to detect a nose in general, is going to be your Glencairn. But it's kind of intense all at one time. When I go to the Aficionado glass, you have to go a little bit deeper to get the nose, but you can tell the different layers. You get a little more sweetness, which I like, and you can tell the different layers and what jumps out rather than all at once. And finally, looking at your Connoisseur glass, it's better than a rocks glass for nosing, but not much. It's so wide base. I would think it would help if you had rocks or maybe a cocktail in there to kind of fill up more space and get more flavors out of that. I'm going to compare that and let y'all know later. It's probably the best glass for cocktails if you want to actually nose the cocktail and get more layers out of that than just drinking out of a rocks glass. So I'm not going to rate them on which is best. I'm going to definitely continue my tastings with the Aficionado glass, as also the Glencairn being my backup, or if I need extra glasses. It's still a great tasting glass, don't get me wrong. The Aficionado and the Glencairn on the taste are hardly recognizable in difference, so I'm not worried about that there. The Connoisseur glass, I wouldn't use it for tastings, or definitely not for nosing. But for on the rocks or just enjoying a glass, it's perfect. It's beautiful, too. All 3 of these are great looking glasses, but Connoisseur is kind of funky. It's different, and I like it. It's kind of straight edges, diamond shaped almost. But if you liked any of these glasses, go check out the 2 from Prestige Decanters in the link in my bio below. Link in my bio on Instagram, or in the show notes on the podcast, or in the description below if you're on YouTube. And use promo code Bourboneer for 8% off your order. That's enough of an ad for today. I'm going to move along to the giveaway. So I have 2 winners of this giveaway. If you've seen my Instagram, it ended at noon on Thursday, which is, I'm recording this at 1 p.m. Central Time on Thursday. I just pulled the 2 winners. I'm going to announce one right now, and I'm going to announce one at the end of the tasting. Now, they have to DM me. If you win, DM me on Instagram with your information, and I'll get it sent out as soon as I get some envelopes in. But you have to listen to this podcast to hear it. If you know these 2 people, let them know. Tell them to listen to the podcast and find out if they won or not. So I'm not going to be announcing it on my Instagram. I'm going to announce that there is a winner, but I'm not going to announce the names until after they've claimed their prize. If they don't claim it, I'm going to give them a week. If they don't claim it in a week, I'll come back and announce another winner. So don't give up there. All right, so the first winner, his Instagram username is JakeGreen8, JakeGreen 8. All one word, no spaces. All right, so I'm going to set up real quick for a review. All right, guys, so I'm here reviewing today a special store pick edition of a 12-year-old Whistlepig Old World cask finish rye. This specific barrel was finished in 100% Chablis wine barrels. Excuse my pronunciation, I apologize. But it was picked by Oak Point Fresh Market in Central and Watson, Louisiana. I was able to get this bottle. This is the bottle that I'm giving away samples of. So you just heard me announce Jake Green 8. And at the end of this review, you'll hear the second winner. And y'all let me know. Contact me, and I'll get your samples sent out. This bottle specifically is called Heaven Sent, a single finish barrel selection by Oak Point Fresh Market. It's a beautiful sticker on the back. You can see it on my Instagram, at Bourboneering on Instagram if you're not following me. But anyway, that's about this bottle. It's a 12-year, 100% rye. Beautiful red bottle. Let's get to it. Let's see if we get a good pop on this one. Nope. All right. Color, it's very dark. It's definitely been finished in a wine barrel because it has a reddish tint to it, I believe. I don't even know. Chablis might be a white wine. I could be talking out my butt. But it looks like to me it's got a red tint to it, so I'm assuming Chablis is a redder wine. Let's see what we get on the nose here. Ooh. Sweet cherry, sweet grape on the nose. Dark fruit. Rice spice comes in there, but it's not the first note I notice. Very sweet smelling. I'm super excited. It's got that candied flavor that I get out of older ryes. Like a spearmint candy maybe. A little bit of oak, which is kind of rare in a rye for me, but not super oak and not bitter oak. It aged well in those wine barrels, I think. I'm getting what I think to be the wine. It's a sweeter wine I'm getting, kind of sweeter flavor. Almost like a port finish. But it's definitely not overpowering. It's just a good upfront note, followed up by rice spice, like a spearmint candy, like those little green wheels you get at restaurants sometimes. Beautiful, beautiful flavor on that. Beautiful nose, beautiful flavor. Dadgum, that's good. It finishes spearmint and oak. Now this specific bottle, I believe is 86 proof, so it's not high proof. It's very easy to drink. It'll run you about $115 if you can find a single barrel like this. Again, this is very weird. Each store can pick their own finish, so they're all going to be very unique. But even the 12-year-old world is going to run you around, I believe, $100 ish. So it's pricey. It's definitely pricey, but I think it's worth it. I really, really do. Sweet, winey, spearminty. It's just a unique flavor. It's something I never get out of a rye before, but it's not like bourbon-like either. It's not overpoweringly oaky or vanilla. It's its own drink, and it's delicious. I'm gonna give this I'm going to do it. I'm giving it 5 barrels. It's, I think, the highest rated thing I've drank. It's amazing to me. Beautiful, beautiful whiskey. Thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you subscribe on whichever player you're using. Leave a comment and leave a 5-star review if you can. Once you've done that, go follow me on Instagram at Bourboneering or on Twitter at InBourbon, or go like our Facebook page, Bourboneering. All this, as well as my Prestige Decanter affiliate link and a link to sign up for a weekly newsletter, are all below. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cheers.